Hello everyone. So this is my first video on YouTube. It's very minimal and basic, and I will be talking about why am I starting DSA at this point of time. I am 31 and I have been in this tech industry for around 8 to 9 years. I started my tech journey like as a program and analyst trainee uh, back in India in 2017. uh, Fresh out of college, I did my degree in engineering and I started my web development career. So, why am I doing it now? So, I need to talk about why I didn't do it till now and what is making me do it now. I didn't do it because I never needed it. Uh, I was, I got my job fairly very early and I was people do it during their undergraduation when they are doing the computer science degree. I didn't do computer science. I was doing electronics and communication engineering, but I did enjoy coding. Uh, yeah, I think more than any other subjects. I didn't think about that at that point of time, but to be honest, I did enjoy coding, and I was fairly good in the coding related subjects. But we didn't in our batch. We didn't discuss DSA and lead code and things like that. And it naturally came to me. Like people used to struggle in my course, in my batch, but it was easy. It was not easy, but yeah, I got it, and I didn't have to struggle much on my uh, course. So I passed my coding subjects very easily, and then I sat for my this aptitude test, and we have a culture of getting placed in India. So I was from not from a very big college, but I was from very, and with I also had very small and simple dreams. For me it mattered to get a job, how a decent job which pays me more than my pocket money, and that was enough for me. And I was getting so this company came, and I liked this company honestly. People don't talk about, like, they don't dream of a service based company, but I don't know, for me it was like I was from a very small town, and for me it was something that I dreamt of. And I uh, gave this aptitude test, and I had few interview rounds, and I did fairly well, and I got placed. Waited for months for my joining. I joined the company, and there we were given, because not everyone like me were from a computer science degree. We were given training in different languages or projects or something. So I was trained in advanced Java. So my batch had students from really good colleges and from also from computer science batches. And this is a fun part. I was doing better than a lot of them. And I remember, like, so the passing marks in all the subjects used to be 70 out of 100. And I was getting around in all of the exams. I remember I got more than 95, 96. So I achieved 100 out of 100 as well, because coding is based on, like, if the output is matching or not. Remember, there was an exam where it was a 7 hour long exam, and I was able to complete the whole exam in 3 to 4 hours. And I remember, I think people really struggled to pass that exam. A lot of people failed, and they had to reappear, and uh, they had to go through a lot because of that exam, because it was the toughest exam. And I think I got 96 point something in that exam. And that was like, I could not believe that, okay, this is something I never prioritized in my life, but I am good. And I realized that, and it helped me. And that kind of also got me into a little bit of limelight in the company. So I got good projects in the very beginning, and I got the chance to choose project, and I got the best project I would say anybody could get as a beginner. And there also with me there were few other trainees. Basically we were like interns who joined, and we were paid at that point fairly a very small amount, and there was not such expectation from junior trainee like me to do something. But I remember I was enjoying the work, and I got into a pace very quickly in the project. And that project, we were developing a really good brand from the very scratch, like a home page of the whole home page of their brand from very scratch. And it was a very exciting project. The members were amazing, inspiring, and they were all good. Like, they were all good coders, and I was able to I learned a lot from them. They are my mentors, and like, I am still in touch with them. They are like everything that I understood, because I had no such aspirations or degree or those kind of experience that was required for that project. But they helped me, and I was good at seeking help because I was interested. I was stretching out hours because I was enjoying the work fully, and that helped me. And DSA never came into this picture. Then I switched to a startup. There also, I think I was very lucky to go without DSA. uh, I remember, like, during those college days, there was we used to do some hacker earth and hacker rank things, but I didn't prioritize it at all. Then after, uh, sorry, I just went some in different timeline, but I was talking about my startup journey. So in my first company, I was doing a lot of backend, and I did fairly well. And I think everybody knew that I am a really I was doing good. When I went to so my seniors only asked me that, "See, you are good at this. You should actually aspire for something startup kind of a thing where you will be paid more than what you're getting, because you're doing good work here and you're paid like an intern." So after 2 years of 2.5 years of working there, I switched to a startup, and it was during COVID. And there, somehow it happened that even though I wasn't a front end engineer before, I did not have much knowledge, did understand a little bit, because code it was ultimately it was coding, so I understood a bit. But like, back end and front end, the whole mindset is different when you are working on back end and when you're working on front end. But that startup helped me to so I my again, my seniors from my previous company, there was fabulous React developer, front end developer. He helped me, and he helped me to understand everything out of, like, CSS, JavaScript, React, everything. And he was very helpful. And I think because we bonded over working together in a project, and he enjoyed it, sometimes helping me, teaching me things. And if I did something, like, he used to tell me that, okay, make this component and show me, and I will show you how to optimize this. And those things were done in a very front end way, and nowhere big O or anything came into this picture. So I was doing this. Now, after working there, and for around 10-12 months, I came to UK for my master's degree. I did my master's, and I got a job here as a software developer, again in a similar field. I was so in my previous jobs, I did work on a lot of AEM based projects. So AEM is a content management system, and we it's kind of a uh, thing where you get to work on backend and front end both. So a good AEM developer needs to know Java, because AEM is a Java based tool. A lot of things happens in Java, and also should know. So for making the content, it needs to be front end, should have good understanding of front end as well. HTML, CSS, at least HTML, CSS, and JavaScript is the basic knowledge AEM developer should have. So I got a job in UK as well as a software engineer, and I was doing AEM development. So I remember during interview, I said that I have worked in backend and front end both, and they were very happy. And the interview went very well, because I was lucky again, because the process was very similar to the one I had worked in my first company. And also they were very impressed, because in the startup I was working single-handedly, and I developed few of the sites. And the funny thing is, when I was working in this startup, I didn't know the client I was working for, and it was a big client and in the West. So I was working in India. So in India, I didn't know about this company. When I came to West, every store has the product of this company. So, and I actually created their multiple websites, like single-handedly. I handled the front end. I was the only front end developer doing that job. So that kind of impressed, and I got my job here again. No DSA was required. So why? And now it's like I have been working there for I will be 4 years now. Actually, 4 years, and so why am I doing DSA now? Why do I need it now? So from last year, because AI has been doing really good and the roles have shifted. So and now I work as a senior developer where I do not actually have to. I still have to code a lot every day, but like in this phase of AI, we are not doing that. We are not writing code. We are not typing. I don't think I do type. I rarely type any code. I just ask or do some plannings and make stuffs, and I ask the agent to do that. And that kind of initially made my job easier, and I thought it's very nice for my efficiency. But with this tickets and everything coming on, things have become repetitive, and feel I started feeling that I am missing out of something. Like I used to enjoy coding because one thing was I used to feel I'm creating something out of nothing, and it was fairly very exciting that you need to solve with every ticket. There was a problem and I was solving it, even though things were repetitive. Still there was a small change also needs your brain to work, and it kind of gave me, I don't know if it is dopamine is the correct word, but there was something that gave me the kick. Yeah, kick is the word. So it gave me that, and it excited me every day to work. So the first thing I did, maybe I was working from home, and thought that maybe going to office will change things for me, and I started doing that, but not really. So I started doing external projects, and but everywhere I go, AI is doing well. Another thing, I think that because remember the comments I used to get when I was a junior trainee, that I was very efficient and I was very fast with doing things. So my leads used to be very surprised that they used to give me some task sometimes, and I used to do it like in an hour, and they used to expect me to do it by like 2 3 days or something like that. And they used to, so but that was my hunger of getting to know more about this domain and understanding. I didn't do CS degree, and that made sense for me at that time, and I did a lot of work. And then but things did change now, because everybody is as efficient as me now, and everybody can do so many tickets at any point of time, because they are not doing it, they're just telling it AI. So everybody is kind of equally efficient now, right? At least the coding part. Maybe somewhere, obviously, there are aspects where a person will be more efficient in but still, the basic coding is something that junior level coding, I really enjoyed that. The simple aspects of coding, I did enjoy. And then I thought that okay, I just this came to my mind when I was doing my training with that I talked about in my first company. They trained the things that we were doing every day, and that was the most exciting period of my tech career. We used to solve a lot of problems. So I thought, why not start doing that? But in those problem also, big O was never a thing, and optimization and never, those things were never cared. We had to just solve the problem. So it was always this new term that was not in my dictionary, brute force approach. I think I did everything with that, and everything got approved with that approach. That was I don't know how and what, why, I don't know about that. Also, the style of coding